Ben Smithwick of AusPhil Outsourcing. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, Wayne. I'm glad to be here.
AusPhil Outsourcing gives me some idea of what you do, but it doesn't give me the whole picture, Ben. Can you fill me in on what products and services you offer and what geographical footprint you work in?
Yeah, sure, Wayne. Look, we cover all aspects of outsourcing, from telemarketing right through to back office, inbound customer support. Our core focus of our business is outbound, which is primarily telemarketing, lead generation, appointment setting and sales. But we basically cover all aspects of the outsourcing industry. As by the name suggests, AusPhil, we primarily focus on the Australian market, but we also have clients in Hong Kong, clients in the UK, and also clients in the US. So there's more of a global demand for the outsourcing industry. So we no longer just focus on Australia, we focus on the entire world.
Ben, give us a little bit of an idea as to how big you are, because, someone once said on the internet, no one knows if you're a dog, and you can look at websites and not know how big a company is or how small it is. Can you give us some sense of your size and how long you've been around?
Yeah, sure. Look, we founded the company in 2009, so we've been around for 7 years now. Our current facility holds up to 300 seats, and it's roughly about 1,300 square metres. So that's basically 300 seats that we can have going around the clock, basically.
And Ben, you're located in the Philippines, as I understand it.
Absolutely. We're based on the Clark Freeport zone, which is about 80 kilometres north of Manila. So just a quick ride up the motorway. It's basically becoming a major hub for the outsourcing industry. Very secure and safe business park where we have our office located.
Ben, that's a substantial sized enterprise to have, that amount of floor space and that number of people there. Is the market for outsourcing in telesales and appointment setting and telemarketing that big?
Absolutely. It is just, it's been a huge difference since we first set up 7 years ago. Really, we're still in the infancy. It's now that the smaller to medium-sized enterprises are all realising they really don't have much of a choice but to come to the Philippines to keep up with everybody else that is. So even though the industry's been around for about 17 years, if not more, we really still are in the infancy, and it's growing and growing. And I hope by the end of 2017 that we outgrow our current facilities and we're in something that will hold 600 people during the daytime and 600 during the nighttime.
I know that for Australian consumers, outsourcing by some of the bigger, particularly the telcos in Australia, to Indian call centres has been going on for a number of years. Is the Philippines different to India as a destination for outsourcing?
Look, absolutely. The Philippines overtook India as the number one destination several years ago, and it continues to go that way and headed in that direction. The Philippines is great because Filipinos in general have a neutral accent. So for anything that's to do with voice, whether it's outbound or inbound, it's the number one destination now. You'll see, even if you call your local bank or airline or whatever it may be in Australia, it seems about 80-90% of the time now you're coming through to the Philippines, not to India anymore. So the Philippines has certainly overtaken and surpassed India as the number one outsourcing destination.
You say the accent is neutral, Ben, but is there difficulty getting English-speaking staff in the Philippines?
Absolutely not. There's no shortage, and especially over the last 10 years, probably more so the last 5 years, parents have really encouraged the English, with their kids and throughout the schools. I think it's the third or fourth largest English-speaking country in the world, because most people do speak English, and a lot of them speak English very, very well.
I did notice recently I think it was the new president delivered his speech in English. So I guess it's becoming a very common thing then.
I mean, it's everywhere. Every road sign, everything that you see, read, here is pretty much English as a first option, and then the local tongue Tagalog as a second option. So, I've personally been here for 8 years, and I've never had to need to learn the language because everybody speaks English. So, English is a second language, but only a close second.
For Australian businesses looking for telesales, lead generation, telemarketing, in fact, any voice outsourcing work, I guess having a native population that is English speaking as broadly as that has got to be a big advantage.
Absolutely, it's huge. And I don't know the exact figures at the moment. It's always very hard to get exact statistics, but there's well over 1 million people in voice-based call center jobs now in the Philippines. Even in our local area where we are, it is at least quadrupled in size since the time that we've been here. And there's more education, there's more training programs, there's more qualified people coming out of university. There's just unlimited opportunity. So the industry will only get bigger and bigger, and I don't see that slowing down anytime soon.
Ben, can you give us a bit of an idea how big a firm I have to be to consider outsourcing?
Not very large at all. Basically we are geared up for the small to medium enterprise. So, you might only want 1 or 2 or 3 full-time employees, and that's all you need. There's certain things that we can't do, like, a lot of people do request part-time work, and that's something we really don't deal in. We deal in full-time employees. But you don't need to be a big organization at all. Even some of our clients here have 2 employees in Australia and 1 employee here. So you don't have to be a big organization at all.
I'm sure, Ben, there'll be a lot of Australian businesses on seeing this will be interested to know that there is a solution for them, even if they're quite small, who can help in telesales, telemarketing, and that whole outbound call area. How can people get in touch with you if they want to know more?
Look, as you said, it's a pretty scary thing, especially for the small businesses going offshore. We've always done really well because people could always contact me or another Australian that works here, and there's always that ease of communication. To contact us, you only have to call our 1300 number, which is 1300 115 335, or visit our website, ausphiloutsourcing.com.au. But from a day-to-day perspective of doing business, it's an Australian number that you can contact us on. We work around you. We become an extension of your business, and you can have as much involvement or as little involvement as what you do here. It's completely up to yourself.
Ben Smithwick, CEO of AusPhil Outsourcing, thank you for your time today. It's been a pleasure having you on the program with us.
Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate your time.